I never thought I'd be the kind of person to destroy someone's life with a single phone call. But here I am, 3 weeks later, still staring at my phone, wondering if I made the right choice. My name is Sarah, and until recently, I believe my older sister Emma had the perfect life. She's always been the golden child, beautiful, successful, married to a wealthy doctor named Michael, living in their stunning house with their two kids, Tyler and Madison. Meanwhile, I've been the family disappointment, struggling through graduate school in a cramped apartment. Emma made sure I never forgot the difference. Every family gathering was a reminder of how much better her life was. "Oh, Sarah," she'd say with that condescending smile, "still struggling with your little psychology degree? Not everyone can be as fortunate as me and Michael." But I loved her. Despite everything, she was still my big sister. So when she called me that Tuesday night, crying hysterically, I dropped everything. "Sarah, I need you to come over right now," she sobbed. "Michael's working late again, and I can't handle the kids alone. Tyler's acting out, Madison won't stop crying. I'm losing my mind." This was unusual. Emma never admitted weakness. When I arrived, the house looked perfect as always. But Emma was a wreck, makeup streaked, clothes wrinkled, hands trembling. "Thank God you're here," she whispered. "The kids are finally asleep. Tyler keeps asking where Daddy is, why Daddy doesn't come home anymore." I followed her to the kitchen, noting empty wine bottles and scattered papers. She poured another glass with shaking hands. "I think Michael is having an affair." The words hung between us. She told me everything. The late nights, secretive phone calls, hotel receipts she'd found, charges for jewelry she'd never seen. Over the next few days, Emma spiraled deeper into paranoia. Then she asked me to do something that changed everything. "Sarah, I need you to follow him. You're good at psychology stuff. I need to know the truth, but I can't do it myself." I should have said no, but Emma was my sister, and she was broken. So I started following Michael. Every Tuesday and Thursday, he left the hospital at 6:30 p.m., but instead of going home, he drove to an upscale apartment complex called Riverside Gardens. He always used a key card to access Building C, 6th floor. The fourth time I followed him, I approached the concierge. "Hi, I have a package for Dr. Michael Richardson, but I don't have his apartment number. 6F, but he might not be there. He usually has his guest with him on Tuesdays and Thursdays." When I reached apartment 6F, I pressed my ear to the door. I could hear Michael's voice, but also another man's voice speaking in a foreign language. Then Michael responded, in the same language, speaking it fluently. My mind reeled. Michael spoke perfect English with maybe a slight accent Emma said was from studying in Europe. But this sounded completely different, and he was speaking it like a native. I ran home in a daze. The next day, I used my university's resources to run a background check on Michael Richardson. He didn't exist before 12 years ago. No birth certificate, no school records, no medical licensing history. The man my sister married was a ghost. I knew I needed more proof before destroying Emma's world. So I went back to the building and approached a different concierge. "I'm looking for my friend Dr. Richardson in 6F, but I can't remember if he goes by Michael or Mikhail." The woman smiled. "Oh, you mean Mikhail Petrov? Been renting that unit for almost 10 years. Always pays early, never causes trouble. His English has gotten so much better. When he first moved in, he barely spoke a word." Mikhail Petrov, 10 years, 2 years longer than he'd been married to Emma. "Are you one of his language students?" she asked. "He has so many people coming by for Russian lessons." Russian lessons. Michael Richardson was Mikhail Petrov, teaching Russian in secret. That night, I couldn't sleep. I spent hours researching Mikhail Petrov online. What I found made me physically sick. Mikhail Petrov was wanted by the FBI. The face on the federal wanted poster was unmistakably Michael. According to the FBI, he was suspected of being part of a Russian organized crime syndicate involved in money laundering, identity theft, and immigration fraud. The poster was 18 months old. They'd been hunting him while he lived with my sister. He was considered extremely dangerous and should not be approached by civilians. My sister was married to a wanted criminal. My niece and nephew were living with a man the FBI was hunting. By morning, I had decided to tell Emma everything. But when I called her house, Michael answered. "Hello, Sarah," he said in that familiar voice that now sounded completely different. "Emma's not available. She's resting." "Is she okay?" "She had a little accident last night. Nothing serious, but she needs bed rest. Doctor's orders." An accident? Emma had been fine when I talked to her the night before. Can I talk to her? I'm afraid not. She's sleeping and I don't want to disturb her recovery. What about Tyler and Madison? The children are fine, they're at school. Everything is perfectly normal, Sarah. No need for you to worry or visit. The emphasis on visit chilled me. He was warning me away. I think I should come check on Emma. That won't be necessary. Emma specifically asked not to be disturbed. She needs time to think. The line went dead. I sat there terrified. Emma was in danger, possibly hurt. But if I called the police and told them my suspicions, would they believe me? And what would Mikhail do to Emma and the kids if he realized I knew? I made the hardest decision of my life. I called the FBI tip line. I know where Mikhail Petrov is, I whispered into the phone. He's been using the identity Michael Richardson. He's married to my sister, and I think she's in danger. The agent who took my call was all business. Within 2 hours, I was sitting in a federal building, telling everything to Agent Martinez. She showed me more photos, more evidence. Mikhail wasn't just wanted for financial crimes. He was suspected in the disappearance of 3 people who had threatened to expose his network. Your sister and her children are in immediate danger, Agent Martinez said. We need to move fast. The raid happened at dawn. I wasn't allowed to be there, but Agent Martinez called me afterward. We arrested Mikhail Petrov without incident, she said. But Sarah, your sister, wasn't there. The children were at school, safe, but Emma was gone. The neighbors said they saw her leave very early this morning with a suitcase. My heart stopped. Where is she? We don't know, but there's something else. We found evidence that Emma knew about her husband's real identity. Bank statements show she'd been helping him move money for months. Text messages between them discussing keeping the family safe and preparing for the worst. The world collapsed around me. Emma hadn't been an innocent victim. She'd been part of it. 3 days later, Emma called me from a burner phone. You destroyed everything, she whispered, her voice cold as ice. Do you have any idea what you've done? Emma, where are you? The kids need you. Come home. Home? She laughed bitterly. What home? The FBI froze our accounts, seized our house. Tyler and Madison are in protective custody because of you. I was trying to protect you. He's a criminal, Emma. He's dangerous. He's my husband, she screamed. He loves me. He was trying to get us new identities so we could disappear and be safe. The people he worked with were threatening us, and running was our only option. But you ruined everything. The truth hit me like a physical blow. Emma had known. She'd known everything, and her tears about Michael's affair had been an act. She'd used me to find out if anyone was suspicious, if anyone was getting too close. The hotel receipts, the late nights, that was him setting up our escape route, she continued. We were going to take the kids and disappear, start over somewhere safe. But now Mikhail's in federal prison, and those people he worked with know exactly where to find us. Emma, please, come back. We can figure this out. There's nothing to figure out. You chose to believe I was a victim instead of trusting that I knew what was best for my family. Now my children don't have a mother or father, and I'm running for my life. The line went dead. That was 3 weeks ago. Tyler and Madison are living with my parents now. Emma is still missing. Michael, is awaiting trial. And I'm left wondering if I saved my family or destroyed it. The FBI tells me I did the right thing, that Mikhail was dangerous, that his crimes were escalating. But late at night, when I think about Tyler asking where his mommy is, when I remember Madison crying for her daddy, I'm not so sure. Sometimes the line between hero and villain isn't as clear as we think, and sometimes saving someone means losing them forever.